Welcome to City Week, ladies and gentlemen. I am your host, Alton West. Today I have guests on from the LaGrange Housing Authority, West Georgia Star, and also from the Boys and Girls Club. So stay tuned for my interview coming up in just a moment. Welcome to City Week, ladies and gentlemen. Today I'm being joined by two community organizers, community movers and shakers in our area here from the LaGrange Housing Authority, West Georgia Star, Boys and Girls Club. That's why they're community movers. They're involved in everything, ladies and gentlemen. To my far left, I have Chad Cooper, who is the Director of Development and Marketing, and also have James Harrison, who is a coordinator with West Georgia Star LaGrange Housing Authority. Gentlemen, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
That was a mouthful for me to try to get out. But you know what? You guys are exceptional men in our community, and I appreciate and applaud everything that you all are doing with our youth here in the community, because it's role models like you that will set that example to bring forth that next generation that will become the role model for the other kids coming behind us. So I thank and applaud both of you all for what you're doing.
Appreciate it.
Let me just jump over Chad, if you don't know mind. You know, you and I go back a little way, been working together on a number of things. We just tell us a little bit about you if you don't mind.
Well, of course, you know, I'm Chad Cooper. I'm the Director of Development and Marketing for LaGrange Housing Authority. I'm from LaGrange. I was born here. I lived over in the Thomastown area growing up, and I moved over there to the east side. And so I've always been real active in our community. I started off in the community growing up with the Parks and Recs, you know, sack lunch program as a kid, and I actually worked for Parks and Rec when I got a little bit older. So I've always had a soft spot for kids and growing up in my own community. At times I was doing stuff when I left off for college. I was doing things in other people's community. And I said, let me go back home and actually do some of these things I was doing here. So that's pretty much, you know, why I do what I do. I mean, I actually love my community.
Very good. And the next gentleman here that's sitting next to him, I'm gonna tell my age, but I've been knowing this guy ever since grammar school.
Yeah, definitely.
And I'm not gonna call you by your nickname on air, but I know what the nickname is as well.
I mean, everybody else do too.
Everybody else do. So, well, Scoop, tell us a little bit about you if you don't mind.
Well, for everybody out there, I'm Scoop.
That's right.
But James Harrison Jr., not to be confused with Big Scoop. Just been here from LaGrange, Georgia. Grew up my whole life here. And I've been knowing this guy here for a long time, and you know, learned a lot from him. I was just telling him off the air, but I work with the LaGrange Housing Authority, West Georgia Star, and we definitely be out in the community and doing a lot of good things, involving with the kids. And like I said, grew up here all my life, and pretty much, you know, just get with the good people and make the moves behind the scenes. Not too much of want to be in the front, but basketball, a lot of people associate me with. My father, you know, started an AAU program that I participated in years ago, and grew up, and I took over the program, and we've been doing it over 15 years, and we have free clinics and whatnot that goes on Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays here. Been going about 15 years with numerous ages of kids. At this point now, I got a set of kids that graduated, and they all call me Coach Scoop, which is still, you know, new to me. So,
and that's something, you know. Let me ask you, because I heard Chad say, and why is it so important to be in our community, being that role model? And I heard Chad say when he went off to college, he was doing things in other communities, and they wanted to come back to the community. Why is that so important to you, Chad? And then I want to ask you the same thing.
Well, I want to see our community grow. It's very important to see who's going to come behind you, and try to you see how things are going in these communities, and you wonder why. You know, it's a tough thing to watch, and so I wanted to make sure I would get back in and be able to help my own community, because I actually love LaGrange. I mean, I know some people who stay here say I don't like it, whatever, but I like it. I mean, I actually love being here. I mean, it gives me a great appreciation when I actually left here and came back. I'm like, whoa. I mean, it just opened up my complete thought process, you know, so coming back and being able to share some of my experiences with the kids coming up, you know, to hopefully give them a different outlook. And like I say, man, just making our community better, you know, as a whole is top priority, and not building for now, but for the future is what I want to do.
James, and you've been involved with AAU basketball, participated, now coach. Why is that so important for you?
Well, it's important because I think when it comes down to connecting to the youth and the newcomers, they want to connect to something that's real. The TV, the YouTubes, all of the streaming things that they could see, it seems to be a little bit outreach. You know what I mean? And so for them to be able to connect with someone that they know, someone that actually did the journey that they're going through, it makes it more personal for them. Mm-hmm. And if that person that's the foundation or the connection to that particular sport or ideal or thing that the kid or the youth wants to do, it just makes it easier for them to accept and actually have that connection that typically falls short when it's someone that they don't know, mm-hmm. someone not of the community, someone that they discover, maybe not even had anything to do with the ideal that they're actually they're interested in. So mm-hmm. yeah, that's extremely wise and important to me, because I do look at a lot of kids and they look back at me and they give me the respect because they actually know I played the sports. Some even know that I was the first person to score the first 2 points in the Callaway Stadium when it was the Callaway basketball gym when it first, like stuff like that I've forgotten. Uh-huh. I'll be reminded of because some of the kids go over and they got those stats and stuff over there, and it makes it a little bit more personal for them to connect to a coach or a role model, or a father figure, or a community activist or whatnot, and when the person is genuinely from the area.
Somebody they can reach out and touch.
Yeah,
right.
Absolutely.
And you're talking about all the various things that you guys are involved in, and I know that Chad, this and James, for both of you gentlemen, this is not like the first, you guys being community activists, community role models, things of that nature. Chad, if you don't mind, because you guys, with the Housing Authority, have been doing things in the community for a very long time. Mm-hmm. Go back and just kind of recap some of those things that you all have been doing.
Well, some of the things we do over there, we actually have like a life skill class over there, but we call it our Leadership Academy, mm-hmm. where we really try to home in holistically on the resident or just anybody in the community, mm-hmm. where we have more than just anger management classes, things of that nature. We really try to tap in to see what may be wrong, what may be holding you back mm-hmm. from reaching the next level. Like it may be something, we actually have like hair care people, beauticians to come in to like, mm-hmm. some people may not know how to actually take care of their hair, which could possibly mess with their self-esteem and whatnot, but once they really figure that out, that's a one step closer for them to move to the next level. We have our after school program. We have certified teachers that come in there after school, come up and work with the kids. We have all kinds of activities. We take them to museums, pretty much anything, we try to expose them to different things. So mm-hmm. we do a lot of that. Also, we've gotten to, we've remodeled a whole lot of different areas over here in the community. We're just putting up 76 brand new units on White's Road that we tore some units down. Mm-hmm. We're starting to remodel some homes in that area, and we also are creating a true to life mixed income community where you won't know if whose income is which. We're mixing in some public housing, low income, not low income, but moderate income, mm-hmm. and market rate homes mm-hmm. to create that thing, to try to break up and decentralize poverty. That's one of our main missions.
Mm. So important. And Chad, you mentioned a couple of things that I just want to harp on just a moment. Exposure. Exposure is so important because I remember back during the days when I was doing the DARE program, and I remember telling some kids that we have an airport. And do you not believe that there were some students that did not realize that we had an airport right here in LaGrange?
Right.
So it's all about the exposure. And James, you brought it, talking about being a tangible asset in the community there, and you talked about being that individual that the kids can come to and talk to. Mm-hmm. Talk about what you all are doing there, how those students can now better relate to you when you all are talking about things like taking care of your hair, because just anybody can't go and talk about stuff like that. Right.
Mm-hmm. I also have a background in the music, and so when it comes down to the influence and things that I've been involved in entertainment field wise, mm-hmm. that same thing applies when a kid has an idea to write a song, mm-hmm. because all kids aren't athletes. And they, some kids do arts and craft and things of that nature, so they have to have those outlets too. And it's not like a main source for people to just kids to just go to and say, hey man, I want to paint. You know, who do I see about that? You know, who's the go-to for that? You know, who's the go-to for poetry? Who's the go-to for, you know, writing, you know, literature and so with that being the backbone, me being in entertainment, you know, I have kids that identify with what my past is as far as just being able to doing the music. And not to say this is my past, because I still do it to this day. All the stuff that you know, production involves production. I'm with Chad on the marketing team as well when it comes down to putting together production and you know, recording and commercial and all that good stuff. When they see us do it and they actually have that access to us on a daily basis, they can easily come to us and say, hey, you know, I'm interested in this. How do I go about this? And then us being who we are, you know, we're not holding information, you know. And I tell people that even with the entertainment business and music, I'm not charging people to come sit down and I'll give you all the information I can possibly give you to help you avoid mistakes, curves, and with that develops trust amongst the community, you know, because a lot of that is a part of the problem too. You know, you just don't trust who the person is, who you're receiving information from, or who's leading. So yeah, I mean that's one of the biggest things.
And I see why you gentlemen are role model, because everything that you're saying that students can relate to. I just, as we were talking, I reflect back to my days of doing the DARE, and there was a saying that goes like this: a child doesn't care how much you know until they know how much you care.
Right.
And when they know that you care about their well-being, they will follow you and they'll listen to you and allow you to groom them to be the next, you know, generation that's coming about to rule this community and stuff. And I don't want to kind of transition into what we're here to talk about today, but I just want to get all that background in because it's great for our young people to see and hear you gentlemen speak that. And I know they see it every day, but we want to talk a little bit today about something that has been bubbling up, brewing, and I think is very well needed in our community, which is the father-son basketball 2-on-2 tournament.
Oh yeah.
Talk about how that was conceived, Chad.
Pretty much it started like back in 2015. We always do this thing with HUD, with the Fatherhood Initiative. I think the first couple of years we did kind of sit down dinners with speakers. And so we try to switch it up every now and then. We start having more family fun days and things of that nature. But this year we came up with the 2-on-2 basketball tournament.
Okay.
And so this shows, you know, the community in a different light, have fathers out there, because a lot of times fathers get bad raps. So we want to actually showcase the dads out there who are really involved, and just to get them out there, have a good time with the community. And part of it is like we're raising money for the Boys and Girls Club of West Georgia. And so all this coming together is going to be a great thing, just to be out there to have a good activity time, you know, with your kids. And we want mothers to come out as well, you know. So not just dad, we want the whole family to come out, but we only want the dads to play basketball with us. Very
good. And talking about basketball, and I know that's right in your lane, that James. Talk about when is it going to be and where is it going to be held? Okay,
well, it's going to be held on the River Street Park, right there in Phoenix Way.
Phoenix Way.
And right there in the back. We're going to be doing the whole tournament there. So going to also be other activities, horseshoe, battle ball. You know, we have food, you know, drinks, and you know, like just a full fun day of everything. And you know, we got registrations going on right now. So $25 each. Like, you know, going in for each team. We're doing customized names for teams. So you know, when the father and son create their team, they can create that custom name, have that kind of bond. You know, make something real, you know, nice, that competitive, you know, and like I said, you have 2-on-2 matchups, and you know, just overall have a good time, you know. And you know, I like to put in there that the whole basketball idea stemmed from us, you know, from one, me being a coach,
being that athlete, right?
Coach and athlete, but two, we won the 2020 search championship last year, and so we riding high for a lot of things as far as the athletic goal, and you know, even with the basketball team, we won that, and we won third place with the cheer team. So you know, we got a good group of kids over there, just athletes, period. So and they doing well.
Very good. Then you said registration is going on now. Tell us how and where they can go to register, if you gentlemen don't mind.
Yeah, they can go to 201 Chatham Street and pick up an application, and also if you don't, let's say if a father has to work, still bring your kids down. You know, we got duplicate dads that can step in and play with them as well.
Okay.
Also, we have a blood drive and a voter registration going. You know, that's going to be sponsored by Omega Psi Phi as well.
Okay. All right. Very good. And that date was June 26th, Saturday, June 26th. And what's the start time again, James? I might have missed that.
It's 10 o'clock.
10
a.m.
o'clock. Okay. So the registration is going on now, $25 per team. And we have standby dads as well.
Yeah, we have duplicate dads.
Duplicate dads. So just in case, but we want you to bring your dad.
Yeah.
And the proceeds, again, I know that Chad, you mentioned that, but if you don't mind, talk about the proceeds.
All proceeds will go to the Boys and Girls Club of West Georgia.
And will you talk about that for us real quickly, too, if you don't mind? Because I know that a lot of people sometimes, where's the Boys and Girls Club now?
Yeah, the
Talk
Boys and
about
Girls
that.
Club is now located on 201 Chatham Street, right in the Samuel F. Tucker building. It's completely been renovated. It's a very, very nice building. Now we have a new executive director, Sabrina Allen, who's over there on Boys and Girls Club. She's doing a fantastic job down there with those kids. I mean, they absolutely love her. They got computer things going on down there. They have all kind of activities going daily. We got different things coming up. We may start we're going to start a photography class, and I can teach the kids about taking pictures and things of that nature. You know, we're just going to open up a broad scope, something completely different than we were doing that's been done in the past. Even though that worked, but we're now ready to take it to the next level.
Very good. And again, that word exposure.
Yeah.
Just by exposing to different avenues, and I think James stated it best, not every child is an athlete.
Right.
So for that child that is not an athlete, then we also have to have various avenues that they can travel as well to feel successful.
Yeah, even all the dads ain't athletic like me. Me and my son went practicing this weekend. He was just looking at me like a complete buffoon. And
and his kid is an athlete.
Yeah, and so,
yeah, I know.
And we were playing, and I probably did the absolute slowest crossover of all time. And he just looked at me and was like, "Wow!"
In slow motion.
Yeah.
And don't make no mistake, but you put a set of turntables in front of him.
Yeah.
And he turns in. He's in his element.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah. So music and art and things like that. That's more my lane. I can play a little bit, but not like some of these other kids and come out here and play. They'll beat me to death on these things.
Let me ask a couple of questions before we finish up, gentlemen. Just in case there was somebody that was watching and they said, well, you know what? I want to help. I want to sponsor a team.
Yes.
How can they do that as well?
They can just come over, like I say, again, to 201 Chatham Street,
Okay.
Say, hey, here's a donation. I want to sponsor a team.
Okay.
And then we'll coordinate together for somebody who wants to play but may not have the funds. We'll, quietly do that or whatnot. And even if you just want to come over, just donate, period. Now, we're always looking for donations and volunteers and things of that nature to always want to help out. Because that's one of the things that I see that we truly miss a lot of times is a lot of volunteer work. And the more people you have volunteering, the easier it becomes instead of like one or two people had to brunt the whole load. Yeah. But if you had a lot of people just doing a little bit, and it goes a long way.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, gentlemen, I know that this is going to be a successful event. You have two great role models, athletes in their own rights, community advocates in their own rights that's going to make sure that this is a very successful, and I too will. I'm gonna say I'll be there to play ball with anybody. I had to kind of, you have to know when to say when.
Right.
You have to know when to retire. About me. That's right. You have to know when to retire certain things.
Yeah. Yes,
that mind may be telling you, yeah, you can do it, but that back may be saying, you better sit down. Well, gentlemen, again, I know this is going to be a successful event. That's going to be the father-son basketball tournament 2-on-2 that will be taking place on Saturday, June 26th, starting at 10 o'clock at the River Street Park. So, gentlemen, I want to thank you both for being on the show today, and we know that the public is going to come out and support the Boys and Girls Club, LaGrange Housing Authority, and the West Georgia Star. So thank you once again, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Thank you for the opportunity.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned for more City Week coming up in just a moment. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining City Week this week. My guests have been from the LaGrange Housing Authority, West Georgia Star, and Boys and Girls Club. I had on Director of Marketing, Chad Cooper, along with James Harrison, who's also a coordinator for the upcoming event that will be taking place on Saturday, June the 26th, the Father-Son Basketball Tournament 2-on-2. So by all means, father-son, get your registration in and come on out, enjoy a fun-filled day, and also support very worthwhile causes in our community. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope that you've enjoyed these interviews, and as always, I want to invite you back for more of City Week.